Jamaica become crime free. In Jamaica now we're Jamaican for economy. No more breeder lasting. Revelation set. Eat what we grow what we eat. It is good for our eat.
Welcome to Agrobuzz, our weekly agricultural stop here on Sunny Side Up. Now, the United Nations General Assembly has declared 2020 as the International Year of Plant Health, IYPH. The year marks a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to raise awareness on how protecting plant health can help end hunger, reduce poverty, protect the environment, and boost economic development. And so the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture, and Fisheries will join the rest of the world in observing the International Year of Plant Health and kicks off its year of activities with an official launch at Hope Gardens Pavilion on Wednesday, January 22, under the theme Protecting Plants, Protection Life. So we've got on the phone to tell us more about IYPH and the activities planned surrounding this is Chief Plant Quarantine Produce Inspector in the Plant Quarantine and Produce Inspection Branch, Sanniel Wilson Graham. Good morning. How you do?
Good morning, Paula, and good morning to your listeners. I'm doing great. And you?
I am fine because I always love the opportunity to learn more about what's happening. And plant health is odd. I thought plant health would be related to environmental health, and therefore it's understood. Why did there have to be an entire year dedicated to recognizing plant health?
Well, Paula, more so than any other time in our history, you would realize that we have a barrage of new pests that are actually putting plants in danger in terms of their health. And so, of course, it is also threatening our food security and us being able, even as Jamaicans, to eat what we grow and grow what we eat. And so even worldwide, there's an increasing global trade and, of course, the changing climate, which is further exacerbating the need for us to ensure that we protect plant health. It's also important to know, Paula, that 80% of what we eat comes from plants. And so if our plants are being threatened, it therefore means that we have a serious crisis on our hands. And so we felt, not just as countries, but the international body, that there's a need to actually highlight this through the observation of a year dedicated to plant health.
80% of food worldwide comes from plants, hence this whole thing about food security being threatened. But when we talk about plant health, what exactly are you talking about? Plant health?
Paula, the term plant health is quite comprehensive, but for the International Year of Plant Health, we're actually specifically looking at a range of measures that we can put in place to control and actually prevent the spread of pests, to include the diseases, weeds, etc., that actually affect plants, and then especially to see how we could put in measures to prevent plant pests from actually going across international borders. But interestingly and importantly, rather, it also refers to how we use our pesticides, how we apply pesticides, and of course, how we integrate pest management considering our beneficial pests.
Okay, so what do we need to do and stop doing to protect plants?
All right, even as a general public, as travelers, we need to stop, do not carry plant and plant produce. The truth be told is a lot of us we go to other countries and we tend to, carry a little bit of foods or plants in our bags, etc. And that creates a risk to plants in other countries that may not particularly have a certain pest, and it can be devastating. We certainly need to use more clean seeds. We need to start with healthier seeds if we're going to expect production yield. The overuse of pesticides.
Hold on. Before you even get to pesticides, clean seeds?
Yes.
What do you mean clean seeds?
All right, so Paula, and as you know, majority of our plants, our crops, actually start with you sowing a seed. Of course, you have other planting material, but it starts with sowing a seed. And quite often, if we start with a seed that is infested with a pest, a virus, a fungus, or a bacteria, it therefore means that you start the plant life actually with the plant not being healthy. And so the production and the type of yield and the healthy plant that you're expecting, the plant would not be able to resist, for example, other pests, etc., because it has already been compromised from the seed, the state of the seed.
What, I must do, wash my seeds?
No, Paula, but certainly you must get what we call certified or approved seeds that are pest free. That means fungal free, bacteria free, and virus free.
Oh, okay. All right. Now we know how that works. The next step, you were going on to pesticides, what we're to stop doing and what we're to start doing?
Certainly, the overuse of pesticide is not good for plants, particularly when you look at the fact that pesticide also damage what we call our beneficial insects or natural enemies. These are insects that are needed for pollinating the same plants so that you can have more and more plants. So the overuse of pesticide is not good. We want to also appeal to our transportation sector. When we carry in used cars and they have soils and it also has pests within, like the bonnets, etc., that creates a risk, certainly, when you have these transportation or vehicle being used in our agricultural sector.
Okay. All right, we have a general understanding, but that's just me getting the chance to speak with you now and the folks that are able to hear. What are the activities that you have planned for the year to help raise awareness generally?
Thanks, Paula. Paula, so as you had mentioned before, we kick off the year next week, Wednesday, January 22, with the Jamaican launch of the International Year of Plant Health. Throughout the year, we'll be having several collaborative events with Jamaica Agricultural Society, the Jamaica 4-H, at all the agricultural shows. But more importantly, we'll be having a week of observation in June, between June 14th and 22nd, where we'll be doing several activities during that week to include border protection, going into our schools to ensure our kids know how to protect plant health. And of course, we'll be doing some research and development activities during that period as well.
And how do folks find out about this beyond this conversation? More information. When they forget, when they must check.
Certainly, our ministry website will have the information. We'll have a calendar of events. They can call the Plant Quarantine and Produce Inspection branch in the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries at 977-6401 for more information. And we will be in the face of the public with advertisement and, of course, different public awareness campaigns.
We got it. We want to thank you for chatting with us. And the final question I have for you, that's a whole year dedicated to plant health. At the end of that year, what's the message you want Jamaicans to have stick in their minds, in their hearts?
More so than everything, every single one of us have an important role to play. If we have ever traveled, if we have ever moved from one location to another and we carry a plant that is likely to carry a pest, we all need to be aware of the implications that can have on us being able to eat regular food. And of course, if nothing else, to be reminded that we depend on food, on plants, and protecting plants protect our lives.
We got it, and we thank you for sharing it. Folks, there we have it. Chief Plant Quarantine Produce Inspector in the Plant Quarantine and Produce Inspection Branch, Mrs. Sanniel Wilson Graham, sharing with us the importance of protecting plants and the activities planned for the International Year of Plant Health. Remember, let us continue to support our farmers by eating what they grow as they grow what we eat. For information on what's happening in the agricultural and agro-industry sector, please visit the Ministry's website at www.micaf.gov.jm. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter and check them out on Facebook. And next week, join me again for another Agrobuzz.
No more breather lasting. Revelation set. Eat what we grow what we eat. It is good for our economy. All the brand new talk out and sweet.